This report is really, really important for us because it gives us the entire framework for implementing our activities. We have seen in the past we've done a lot of activities on the ground in different protected areas, also with some administrations and some activities against the wildlife trafficking. But that's the first time that for us we can present to the hierarchy and to even the citizens a full strategy of implementation. So for us it gives really a real asset for mobilizing additional means, if you want. Indeed, for each type of activity, we are really privileging the best stakeholders, the best category of stakeholder. Just an example, the law enforcement at international level, of course, the local civil societies may be less relevant. What we need there is really specialized organization of United Nations, the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, as a special division on wildlife trafficking. So on this specific issue, we will work with them. On other issues like the livelihood improvement, of course, we need to work deeply with the civil society, even with small grants. That's why we also are working with funds like Critical Ecosystem Partnership Fund, or we will work with the Save Our Species Fund, which is more targeted on the endangered species, but working with civil society, or the BEST program that we have in overseas and countries and territories, but also working with the civil society. We also have to work with the national administrations when it's really relevant. Countries like Gabon, for example, they have a very strong administration, l'Agence nationale des parcs nationaux, and we want to continue to work with them because they have the legitimacy to work on their territory and they have the capacities. We also, in other areas where we are in the case of fragile states, we prefer to work under the frame of the private-public partnerships. And there it's more relevant for Congo or DRC, for example. So we have a full spectrum of stakeholders, and we would like to use the best stakeholders at the best place. That's really an excellent question, because in our case we try to put development in the conservation policy, but we want also to put more conservation in the other development policies. An example is the agriculture. How do we promote sustainable practices in agriculture, not only for climate, because climate smart agriculture is a concept that starts to be really well known, but also biodiversity smart agriculture. You know, agroecology, for example, that's a good example where the productivity of the agricultural system is higher, but also the other ecosystem services are maintained. So that's this kind of reflection and discussion with the other services that we have to continue. Energy is also or infrastructure, that's other fields where we should be extremely vigilant on the let's say the fact that the biodiversity is not depleted by those other development policies. That's extremely fundamental.